now.
Hello, 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 OG family. Welcome, welcome, OG Academy, friends and family around the world. My name's Rod Norville, and I'm here in Oshawa, Ontario, Canada. Very, very excited for today to have the humbling pleasure to be able to share with you guys on a Wednesday. It is April the 1st. There's never been an April 1st like this April 1st. There will never be another April 1st like this April 1st. Many of us know the world is under some interesting times right now, some interesting shifts. And we as an OG family should really take note at how proud we need to be right now of the opportunity that we have, of the leadership that we have. If we could just get this kicked off, go ahead and stop in the chat. You're either watching this maybe on a replay here on OG Academy. If you're live right now, I can't actually see you guys right now. I'm trying to figure out how I can maybe interact and converse with you guys. I have to get live on OG Academy, maybe on my phone here. But really what I would love to do, just go ahead and type in the chat. Obviously, if you're watching live, where you're chiming in from, would love to know who we're impacting, who we're affecting, who we're inspiring possibly today. If you're watching replay as well, maybe just a hashtag replay so we know you weren't with us live. Again, welcome to the call if you're joining us live here. And I want to start off again with gratitude. And that's really an important topic. We're going to touch on that. I've written a few points here as the topic of the conversation is working from home. What are some points we can consider? What are some strategies that we could take on? What are some people that are making this shift, this pivot with everything going on? What are they doing? How are they getting results? How are they still keeping their feet moving? Because we can learn a lot from others. I remember hearing a long time ago it said experience was the best teacher. I've always disagreed with that. For those of you taking notes, maybe you want to alter that a little bit. Other people's experience is the best teacher because it can save you time. We can collapse time frames. So hopefully if I can impart anything today that is advantageous, beneficial for you, I always want to give my disclaimer when I do any type of coaching that you should always counsel upline. So you have a support team, you have a leadership group, they have a vested interest in your success. Obviously, you want to counsel upline, check with them anything that I share today that's working for us. You want to run that by them and get their thoughts on it as well. So we'll go ahead and get started. I want to start by, again, acknowledging our corporate head office. My goodness, Paul Caldwell and the team stepping up and just immediately taking action to give us an outlet, to give us a vehicle, to be able to plug in and unify. It's often been said, I say this to my team all the time, unity eliminates insecurity. For those of you taking notes, I'm going to repeat that one. Unity eliminates insecurity. The best example of that is the analogy of a pencil. I use this one often. We can all break a pencil. Some of us might break 2 pencils. 3, 4, and above, good luck. And you think about that and visualize it. Why is that? Why can I break 1 pencil, maybe 2, definitely not 3? Because there's strength in numbers. And right now we are at an interesting time. The world has called for shift. Whatever your beliefs are, the world has put us on timeout. And with a timeout, we have a choice to be bitter or to get better. And it seems to me evidence abound that Organo has chosen to just be better, which levels all of us up. It causes all of us to step into increase, step into optimism, step into opportunity, when right now, outside of our world of Organo, our safe little bubble, not to make light of said circumstances, situations happening in the world, but we definitely have the opportunity to pivot our focus on something we can control. See, there's only 2 things that we actually can control in our lives, our attitude and our activity. Everything outside of those 2, sometimes we have to allow, sometimes we have to accept, sometimes we have to look for what is the message in this? What is the meaning in this? What can I learn from this? You know, there's a great leader a long time ago, W. Clement Stone. He said, within every adversity is the seed of equivalent or greater benefit. Within every, not within some, not within maybe, not within might possibly be, within every adversity, is a seed of equivalent or greater benefit. So here we are right now, adverse times, absolutely, for many. And our hearts and our thoughts and our prayers go out. But for some, what is the opportunity right now upon us? What can happen now that couldn't possibly have happened without what's happening? And when we look at what we get to do here within Organo as an opportunity, as a community, as a family, we get to support, lift up, inspire, encourage by simply becoming better ourselves. Just think about that for a second. Just kind of let that simmer for a second, that prior to all of this going on, we all had stuff possibly that wasn't favorable, wasn't the way we would have liked it to be. And all of that has been forgotten. And now I hear a lot of people saying, why can't we just get back to normal? See, what's interesting is, how many of you probably have thought in your life one time, oh, the good old days. Remember the good old days back in whatever year? I won't give any dates and give my age away here, but think about the good old days, whatever that was for you. And then get present right now to the fact that 20 years from now, these could be the good old days. These could actually be the good old days. We don't know what 20 years has in store for us. See, 20 years in store for us right now could be shaped by the decisions, choices, and things we choose to do today. Because if we look at our lives, right, days turn into weeks, weeks turn into months, months turn into years, and years turn into decades, and we can look back, right, hindsight 2020, and would we have done things differently knowing what we know now? For most of us, the answer would be yes. So if that is the case, it was just choices and decisions that we say we would have made differently then had we have known. Why can't we now say better choices, better decisions, smarter daily habits can only take me to a better outcome? See, when we slow it down and we think about it, it actually makes sense. So what are we talking about here today? What we're talking about is a pivot from the way things were to the way things are. Some calling it the new normal, some calling it the new world, some calling it whatever they want to call it. The name of it is irrelevant. Who you become in it, very relevant. See, right now we get to choose an identity. We get some downtime to do some things. I know for a lot of my team, we've now started doing meditation together. We're reading where we weren't making the time to read before. We're spending time having dinner and quality conversations. I'm going to say quality conversations, not superficial in the past. I'm in a hurry. I'm listening to you, but I'm on my cell phone. And did you say my name? Right? We are finding it easier to be present in conversations, to be with people, to honor their struggle, to honor their struggle. My coach, Andrew Skopik, Coach Skopik, he talks to me often about, meet people where they're at, right? Honoring their struggle. People are dealing right now. And for us inside of our house of Organo, we have a beverage we're excited about that calms us down a little bit. We have a beverage that we passionately believe increases our immune support. Now, we're not out there right now fear-mongering. That's not what we're doing here at all. But if it's undeniable that you're feeling calmer than you would be without, you can authentically share that with people. But now here we are, you're working from home. So working from home for many of us isn't a big switch. Sorry, it's not really a big switch. Now it's something we have to do, maybe, instead of chose to do. But does that really change the dynamics of what you're doing on a daily basis? No. But for many of us, it's a complete paradigm shift, a complete 180. It's like we don't even know what to do with ourselves. Many of our friends, many of our families, many of us within our OG family are considering, I'm a little lost. I'm feeling a little out of sorts. I'm feeling a little uncertain. That uncertainty is causing some anxiousness, right? Some anxiousness. And we get to choose, OG family and friends, what is this going to look like? See, what I'm going to suggest we do as I go through just 4 quick points here on working from home, it all starts with an intention of what we want this to look like. What do you intend this to look like? Who do you intend to be? How are you going to show up inside the storm? See, whether this is a week more, or week 2, or week 3, or 4 more, 3 more, 2 more months, whatever it is, who are you becoming at this time? See, if working from home is new for you, the first thing that we're going to have to do is we're going to have a mindset shift. Go ahead and write that down. Point number 1 is a mindset shift. And the mindset shift is creating new habits. See, human beings are habitual by nature. Most of you would have to agree. You are habitual by nature. Most of you that have a job, you get up every day at the same time. You have your coffee every day at the same time. You have your shower. You walk the dog. You have a morning routine. You drive the same way to work every day. You're at the same point on the drive at the same time every day. If you don't see the same lady at the same time at the corner walking her dog, either you're late or she's sick. That's because she's in her habitual routine pattern too. So now your routine's been altered, which means your mindset around this circumstance has to alter too. You can't have the same routine. That's been taken away. So what does that mean? It means you still have to dial in, I'm working. A little bit different circumstances, but work still the same. Well, what does work require? Work requires some focus. When you had your job, you had to go to work. You were given a set of job responsibilities, job duties, things that were expected of you, and you did them. You did them until first break. You did them between first break and lunch. You hurried back from lunch. You did what your job required you to do before second break. After second break till quitting time, you knew what you had to do. You did it, punched out, went home. Routine. Now you're being called to create a new routine to work from home. And I'm going to strongly suggest and invite you to consider that you want to take that same sort of routine mindset to your day. Just because you're working from home doesn't mean you don't want to get up, have a shower, do your hair, do your makeup, put on lips, whatever it is that had you feel certain to go to your job. You create that same certainty now and get excited that the commute from the bedroom to the home office, no traffic. Be grateful for that. You're saving on gas. You're saving on the environment and the fumes. You're doing your part to support social distancing right now that we've been called to do. But at the same time, elevating who you are and growing your business. It's an exciting, exciting time for those to choose to believe. It's an exciting time that choose to believe working from home is a blessing, not a curse. Working from home is an opportunity. I have options. I have freedom, but it's freedom with responsibility. Go ahead and write that down. It's freedom with responsibility. It's going to call for you to have some self-discipline to do what you know you need to do. There isn't a boss saying you're fired if you don't do it. There isn't a boss saying if you're not back from lunch on time, you're in trouble. You're not in this now for recognition, for fear of, ramifications if I don't do what I need to do. This is on you now to self-discipline, to self-regulate, to self-focus what has to happen. I'm going to suggest you make your bed in the morning. For those of you that have heard that story, we've used it many times for training. Go ahead today at some point and YouTube make your bed. I won't go into it too much here, but just that small habit, that small discipline, the compound effect of what happens in your day from that small exercise. Go ahead and watch that on YouTube today and apply that to your day. You'll see how it carries into getting dressed, getting ready, mentally preparing. What's this day going to look like? How do I want this to turn out? Who am I going to be today? And when you step into that, there's a confidence, there's a power, because people are buying you. We're in a business where we transfer our belief about a product that we truly believe is going to help people. I love that. My background's actually financial services, and I had to run around and sell a concept. Something that I had to create in the event that something happened. Would your family be protected? Are you prepared for your retirement? I had to paint a picture and cause them to have a need to agree with me that these are things they should consider, and then get them to write a check for a concept that may or may not ever happen. And what do we get to do here? We get to consume a beverage ourselves, working from home, and it causes us to feel a way, and now we just show up online Different. What do you mean, Rod? Different in the sense we're happy, different in the sense that we're smiling, different in the sense that we're optimistic, different in the sense that we're excited. And not excited in the ignoring of what's happening, but choosing to look north instead of south, choosing to be grateful as opposed to sad. And when we work from home, once you have this mindset shift that I'm my boss, I'm the boss. That's the good news and the bad news. But you're the boss. That means you decide. You decide what has to get done. You decide if you're going to do it. You decide if you're going to be disappointed in yourself if you don't do it. It starts with the mindset shift. You're an entrepreneur. I strongly recommend we all promote Rise of the Entrepreneur. Eric Worre, you might want to put that in your at least weekly, maybe daily. Give it a watch. Schedule that in. You now have 8 hours if you still want to work 8 hours. You used to get up maybe and drive to the office. That was a commute. There was a commute home. Now you can take that time and decide what the day is going to be. You could work every other hour, and in between you could do some self-love. You could do some meditation. You could do some breathing exercises. You can make some quality phone calls where we weren't rushing and just texting so we could talk to 10, 15, 20 people at a time. You can pick up the phone and say, Mom, I just want to hear your voice. How you doing? Your brothers, your sisters, your right? We have friends that we haven't talked to because we lived in this world where we said there was no connection, and now we're forced to use technology, and you can actually use it more effectively. I had someone the other day say they were going to have someone call me, and I thought, call me? That seems so primitive. It was like, like BC, we say before Corona, you'd pick up the phone, call someone, and you didn't even know if they were present on the conversation. Have you ever had these where, they're talking to someone else, or they're petting the dog, or they're doing the dishes, and, oh yeah, I'm here. They're not there. And now we have this wonderful technology called Zoom, where we can look in the eye of the person we're speaking to and authentically connect. We didn't have this before. Wait, we did have it before, but maybe we took it for granted. Maybe we didn't see the value in it. How many things in our lives do we take for granted until it's gone? See, everyone on this call right now, just for fun, which wouldn't be much fun, but think about some things we take for granted. If you're on this call and you have 2 arms, you're on this call, you have 2 legs, 2 eyes, 2 ears, and imagine any of those things being taken away from you for a period of time. You lost them. And then somehow miraculously, you get them back. How different would you feel about that limb? How much more grateful would you be for something you took for granted just weeks or months ago? See, that's happening right now in our world. See, we had things that we used to maybe complain about that we right now wish we had. See, that causes a paradigm shift. That causes a perspective change. See, perspective, as you're working from home, you got to look at this and change the context of what's happening. When I say context, I'm talking about how you see it. See, we've often heard that when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So how are you looking at what's happening right now? Context. See, if I raise my finger like this and I say to you, what is this? Well, that depends. See, in the context of a body part, it's a finger. In the context of numbers, it's a 1. And in the context of direction, it's up. So context, perspective, shifts in how we see things. That's on us. And we have an amazing, amazing community that we can plug in now to these daily conversations. We can connect on these Zooms and these webinars. We've got people right now, because of working from home, that are getting 7, 8 guests on a nightly webinar. They never got 7 or 8 guests to a hotel meeting in 6 months. Because now there's this kind of energy that's shifting, that this is how it has to be, and here's how we do it, and here's how Bob's doing it. You should talk to Bob on a Zoom and see how Bob is getting people on the Zoom. And we're working together. Unity. We're working together. OG worldwide. See, all of us together, see, the better we all do, the better we all do. So all of this sharing is caring. People talking about meditation, people talking about self-love. All of this is happening because we're working from home. See, a lot of people talk about self-love. I always say self-love. Self-care is self-love, and it's never selfish. You can make a difference for others by caring about yourself. This is the one time in the world where we're saying be selfish. Be selfish and give to you so you can grow and then inspire others. They can do the same. So the first point was a mindset shift. The second point is morning routines. Get up, shower, shave. It's a regular day. This is the new normal. You're going to work. Your mindset is work. Your intention is work. Your actions are work. Your result is going to be the outcomes of work. You got to work, and you get to do it from home. Number 3, structure and organization. You have to have a schedule. Set a schedule for yourself. Those without a schedule usually are at the whim of other people's schedules. Have you noticed? And for a lot of us that are working from home, there's going to have to be a conversation with family, for spouses and children. They have to understand that this is still work. For those of you that used to work outside of the home and this was a supplemental type thing, and now you're home, it's very easy for family to not necessarily understand if they don't understand, but this is work. You have to carve out some time. Here's my suggestion to make this a little easier. Communication. Communication. It's a family meeting, and it's very simple. These are the hours I'm working. I'm going to ask you respectfully during these hours to assume I'm not home, just like I wasn't before. But here's what I'm going to promise you. Outside of those hours, Sally, we're going to play. I'm going to turn my cell phone off. You are the most important thing to me right now. You're the most important thing to me when I'm working. And because you're so important, I got to ask you to sacrifice like I'm sacrificing, and then we're going to play after. Does this sound fair, Sally? Enroll your family in the big picture of what you're doing and why. Without that communication, you're going to have some conflict. You're going to have some misunderstandings. There's going to be some dialogue that may not be favorable that could be avoided with the clear communication. So I'm going to really strongly encourage you, when you're setting up your structure of your day and your schedule, enroll your family, enroll your spouse, enroll your kids. The last one is, the last point is balance. It's balance. See, balance was a challenge for a lot of us prior to all of this, and it hasn't changed now. Balance is required. See, without that balance, my coach, Coach Skopik, talks to me a lot about finding your emotional center, right? Emotional center. There's a lot of people right now, emotional center, little off in alignment. And you get to be an example of what that would look like. There's never been a better time right now to engage in conversations. That's how we start. We call it friendship farming. People need friends right now. People need messages in their inbox saying, how are you making out with this? Is there anything I can do to help? Now, help doesn't mean you have to go to their house, because we're not doing that, but help might be just having an ear to listen. We have a superstar on our team, Susie, who says you got to learn to listen, not listen to respond. See, we're very good at listening to respond. And for someone like myself that used to be challenged with focus prior to reishi, I would be listening, but I'd be like saying over and over in my head what I want to say as soon as they take a breath, because I was afraid I was going to forget what I was going to say. And usually we think what we're saying is more important than what they're saying, so we don't listen. Anybody can relate to that? Just me? All right. So learning to listen is how you can really step into their world. It's how you can really honor their struggle and listen for how you can be a solution. Guys, it's often been said that the people that are going to be the most successful in the world are the ones that are going to find the biggest problems and find a solution. Right now, we've got a big problem, and we truly believe we have a solution. And it actually goes beyond our product. Our product is incredible. We all know that. Beyond the product, the extension of the product is us. It's our community. We're creating such an explosion right now, and I hope you are too. And if there's anything any of us on our team can do to help you, we're all in this together. We're creating environments that are conducive to success, but they're also environments that for many are somewhat of a distraction from reality. They can watch the news or they can jump on a Zoom, and our Zoom has them feeling better than the news. And people are chasing that feeling. People are looking for, I just want to feel good. I just want to laugh. I just want to smile. And when you get around others that laugh and smile, We're leading them towards joy. When we think about an emotional scale, right? When we talk about vibration and frequency, which a lot of us are kind of tuned into, people need to be lifted up right now. People need to be encouraged. People have lost hope. In a lot of places, they're hopeless, and we get to be the hope. We get to be the possibility. And a possibility is a powerful thing, my friends. OG family, understand, for many right now, during this time, we're a possibility. See, a lot of people have expectations, and you'll find when you set expectations, sometimes expectations left unfulfilled leave upset. Possibilities left unfulfilled still leave possibility. Be a possibility for people. Be a possibility of what could be possible for them in their life, associating with you and some of your community. Introduce them to the love. Introduce them to the care that is OG family worldwide right now. So with that being said, I want to wrap this up and just kind of bring you home. You're working from home. Working from home. And it's going to take you decision, cutting off alternative, that you're going to focus, that you're going to have a mindset. I'm in business for myself. If I was a CEO, whatever your name is, so if I'm Rod Norville Incorporated, I'm the CEO. How would I show up as the CEO? Could you imagine Paul Caldwell walking into the office saying, hey guys, yeah, these are some terrible times. I don't think we're going to make it, but it'd be like on the Titanic, those 4 guys playing the violin as it was going down. Do you remember that? See, right now, guys, in that Titanic analogy, we're the lifeboats. We're the lifeboats right now for a lot of people, by just being hopeful, by just being positive, by just being excited, by choosing to see the opportunity and the possibilities, not the upset, by choosing to be responsible for our energy and our feeling, not contributing to the fear. We have an opportunity to swim upstream when a lot of people have stopped swimming. Be that life jacket for people. Be that lifeboat. Be grateful that you have the opportunity. Be grateful that someone shared Organo with you. And right now, get present to the fact, what if they hadn't? What if they hadn't? How would all of what's occurring right now be occurring for you? And if you can get present to that right now, I want to challenge you. What if someone else out there, that could have been you? See, right now, if you're afraid to share this, if you're intimidated, what might they think of you? What might they think of you if you don't share it with them and they find out later that you could have, and they tell you that you should have? How's that going to make you feel? See, right now, we got to stop thinking of ourselves and what they're going to think of us, and just expect and assume they're going to be grateful. Aren't you grateful someone shared it with you? If the answer is yes, this is no longer an opportunity anymore. For me, opportunity is not Organo's not an opportunity. It's an obligation now. See, when you first get in, I got in September of last year. We put our heads down, we did some work, we shared it with some people. We achieved Sapphire as a team. I say we because I didn't do that alone. Without the support, right from Dr. Bob and Kelly and all their daily love and support, all the way down through Diane Solano, our diamond here in Canada, right down through from there with Sachin and Sidelines, Dr. Paul and Dr. Nancy, and of course, obviously my coach, Andrew Skopik and Lee Moore. And we've created this kind of environment where we can put our arms around people and just bring them in. And they come in and they just feel good. The business is a byproduct of building these relationships. So right now you get to work from home, you get to connect with people all around the world and build these relationships. And I promise you, if you build relationships and friendships, the business will take care of itself. This is actually the time where right now people need friends, authentic, real friends, real results, real stories, and that's what we do. So guys, my name is Rod Norville. As I said, I'm here in Oshawa, Ontario, Canada. I'm blessed to be your teammate. I'm looking forward to chasing goals and dreams, having our kids grow up. I believe one day there's going to be kids in the world that are OG kids, and there's going to be kids that are ticked off that they're not OG kids. So we'll see you on the beaches of the world, guys. God bless as you enjoy your day today. You get to work from home. We'll talk to you guys later.